This is Financial Literacy by William Enter, narrated by Jared Camp. Spending and saving, budgeting. Money is something we all use in our day-to-day lives, and sometimes it can be confusing on how to spend money wisely. Worrying about how to spend and how to build up credit in your early years can be stressful and depreciate the quality of life that you have. Figuring out how exactly you spend your money is an ongoing process too. Your job will change, how much you get paid will change, and your bills will change. All of these things and more will make figuring out your spending habits all the more difficult. In this series, we're going to be discussing one way that you can better spend your money to make sure you're getting the most out of every dollar. One great formula that you can try for yourself is the 50-30-20 plan. For those who don't know, the 50-30-20 rule correlates directly to the planning of money. 50% of your pay goes towards your needs. Needs are things like housing, food, bills, and other necessities of your life. 30% of your income goes to wants. These wants could be things as little as your morning coffee run or bigger things like a new watch. Now the last 20% of your income goes to your emergency fund/savings, or towards paying off things like student loans. Having a plan in place to help guide you towards your goals and aspirations will create an easier path for your spending. For example, if you make $2,000 a month, $1,000 or 50% would go towards your bills. $600 or 30% would go towards things you want to buy, and $400 or 20% would go towards your savings. Remember, part of the success of the 50-30-20 plan is that you know consistently how much you're spending and making each month. Be sure to develop a good understanding of what your finances look like, first, and how much you can make so that you can really set a clear path of what your spending looks like moving forward. One last thing, the 50-30-20 plan is not about making sure you always spend 50% of what you make on bills, 30% on your needs, and 20% on what you want. It's meant to help learn more about what type of spender you are. There will be times where you may have to spend more on bills, or you may have to overspend on things that you've been wanting to buy yourself. You may find yourself in need of buying a new car, moving cities, or moving into your first home, or paying off student debt, or paving your way into university, or supporting a family member or significant other. Whatever the reason may be, unexpected things happen to all of us in life. How you budget yourself will be an ongoing process, so don't be too hard on yourself if your finances aren't where you'd like them to be. What's important is that you're making an active effort to better understand how to get the most out of your money. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the next video where we go over things you need to know when investing your money. Investing seems scary at first, and it can be if you don't know what's going on. Investing at an early age can help you better your pile of savings for your inevitable retirement, and can help you during crunch times in the short term. There's also an important difference between investing and saving. Saving is when you're simply putting aside money to reach a financial goal that you have, such as buying a car, putting down a down payment on a house, or saving up for a new jacket that you like. Investing is when you're putting away your money towards something that, with the expectation, over time, your money will grow and your value of your investment will increase. One of the most common examples of an investment is real estate, or buying your first home. Whenever you purchase a home, the hope is that over time, the value of your home will have increased, thus earning more money than when you decide to sell it. Although we won't be able to cover everything there is to know about investing, in this section, we'll talk about the fundamentals you need to know when it comes to investing, different investment types that you can make, and where investing can get you in the long run. When it comes to investing, there are two main routes you can go. You can either start with an investment plan, or you can invest specifically in a product. An investment or a registered plan is something that is made specifically by the federal government of Canada. Registered plans are created to help Canadians save and grow their money faster by offering you a specific tax benefits. Registered plans have certain rules, regulations, and eligibility criteria that guide who can enroll in one and how. Each registered plan yields a different return on investment, meaning that some plans will provide you with greater interest rates than others. The higher the interest rate, the more money can be accrued. Although we don't have time to go over all these different investment plans you can start, we'll go over the 3 most common and important ones that you need to know about. The first one is called a TFSA, also known as a tax-free savings account. TFSAs allow you to contribute up to a certain amount of money a year without that money being taxed. Interest will also build in your TFSA, meaning that the value of your money will steadily increase over time the more consistently you deposit within your limit. With a TFSA, you also don't pay any tax on the interest that grows into your account, meaning all the money that builds is yours. It's important to know, though, that TFSAs do have their limits, depending on the bank. If your TFSA limit is $5,000 a year, for example, any money you deposit into your TFSA after that will get taxed. So be mindful of how much you're depositing. The second plan is called an RRSP, or a Registered Retirement Savings Plan. RRSPs are designed to help you save money towards your retirement. Like TFSAs, RRSPs have an annual contribution limit. Anything that goes beyond that becomes taxed once again. However, RRSPs, like TFSAs, are known as a tax advantage, meaning that you don't pay any taxes on the amount you contribute to your RRSP then that year. An RRSP is a great way to ensure that you have a future retirement plan set up for yourself when the time comes. The final plan that we want to discuss is what's known as an RESP, or Registered Education Savings Plan. Now, this plan is different from all the rest in that it's typically open from the moment you're born. An RESP is meant to help you pay for your post-secondary education. Anyone who owns up an RESP is also eligible for grants from the federal government that can help them put towards their child's education. People who open up an RESP can contribute up to a whopping $50,000 per child that is all tax deferred until it's withdrawn. This plan is a great tool to help anyone looking to get a jump start on their education for their children. Never forget, whenever you're putting money towards post-secondary education, you're always making an investment in yourself. The second type of investment is in products or companies themselves. And although we don't have any time to go over this second investment more with you, check out this video we're linking so that you can learn more. Thanks again for watching. Credit cards. Whenever you think of adulting, you think of a few key things: a car, a job, university, getting your own place one day, and finally, a credit card. While getting a credit card may seem like one of the most straightforward things, credit cards can get pretty complicated. There's surprisingly a lot to know. From interest rates, to benefits, to credit card amounts, and hidden fees and penalties. We're here to tell you what you need to know when it comes to getting your first credit card. The most important thing you need to know when it comes to owning your own credit card is that it is not free money. Whenever you spend money on your credit card, think of it as your own money that you're still using, but that it's just coming from a different account. At the end of every month, when it comes time for you to pay off your credit card and whatever you bought in that time period. So be sure to never spend too much outside of your budget. Now, the best way to understand credit cards is that they're a line of credit. You use your credit cards to make purchases on just about everything: groceries, bills, plane tickets, hotel rentals, and more. Let's say you spend $20 at a restaurant, and instead of paying for that through your debit card, you put it on your credit card. That $20 is charged then to a line of credit the bank gives, rather than the amount getting pulled out directly from your account. The line of credit, or the limit that the bank will give you, depends on a number of things, like your age, credit history, employment history, and how much money you make, to list a few. The credit limit that you will get will also depend on the type of credit card you apply for. The better the card, the higher the credit limit. You can typically up your credit limit for several $1,000s, but again, this depends on your bank and the type of card you apply it for. All credit cards will also have something known as an interest rate. Now, an interest rate on a credit card is different than an interest rate on a TFSA, for example. An interest rate on a credit card means that you'll get charged money if you miss a payment completely or if you don't pay off the full amount. Whereas the interest rate on a TFSA means that your money builds in your account. Your interest rate depends again on the type of a card that you apply for. Remember, the better the card, the higher the interest rate. This is also why paying your credit card off on time and by its full amount is so important. Anytime you miss a payment or don't pay it off in full, the bank charges you the interest rate on the card, meaning you owe them more money next time. Credit cards will also have something known as an annual fee. This is a yearly fee you pay to the bank to simply own the card. This fee will also vary depending on the type of card you get, so make sure to keep that in mind when you apply for your first card. When getting a credit card, make sure you know what type of credit card you're looking for and why. There's so many to choose from. No annual fee, student university credit cards, travel cards, reward points, cashback, low interest rate, and so much more. Some banks will partner with certain businesses to give cardholders a discount at their store if they use their credit card there. Others can offer you rewards and exclusive benefits with your particular card, like travel insurance. Things can get complicated pretty quickly with credit cards. Whatever you decide to get, make sure you look at the benefits you're getting with that specific card. If you love traveling, getting a travel-specific card may be the right fit for you. Or if you love getting cashing in points at some of your new favorite stores, a rewards card might be right for you. Always do some research as to what credit cards offer you through different banks. The final thing we will want to talk to you about regarding credit cards is how you should qualify for one. No surprise here again, whether you qualified for a card or not will depend on the criteria the bank puts forward on that specific card. The better the card, the harder it is to qualify. For example, some travel cards in Canada require you to make a certain amount of money a year in order to qualify. All credit cards will require that you be of legal age within your province to apply, and that you are a permanent resident of Canada. Always make sure to read whether you qualify for a card or not before you apply. Before we sign off, we want to say that credit cards are a great way to improve your credit score and that will provide you with a lot of financial freedom in life, but owning a credit card comes with a lot of responsibility. Make sure that you feel comfortable with signing up for a credit card before you decide to get one. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to check out our other videos in our series. Achieving your goals. Everyday life goals are something a person can use to help dictate where they want their life to go. A goal can be a type of challenge or just a halfway point for an even bigger goal. In terms of financial literacy, there are many goals that can be achieved, either attaining a certain amount of money or saving up for a certain item. Each and every one of us should get into a better grasp of making goals, as it creates a better and more rewarding process for when we would like to complete these goals, as it gives us a sense of accomplishment. To understand goals, you need to understand the three main types of financial goals: short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. To start off, short-term goals are something that's relatively easy to accomplish, such as buying a new computer, TV, or going on a family vacation. Short-term goals give you that sense of relief, and you should find that they can be down within a year with a savings plan that works for you. Next on our list, we have mid-term goals. These goals take a little bit more determination and savings to achieve, but that's okay. Mid-term goals should range within about a 5-year time span, and they can include things like paying off credit card debt or putting a down payment on a car. Mid-term goals are a great stepping stone to get to your long-term goals, as they can help make you more financially stable for the future. Long-term goals are tricky. They take lots of patience and discipline to achieve, but once you get them, you'll feel a huge sense of relief and pride. Long-term goals can consist of paying off a mortgage, saving for retirement, or funding higher education for yourself or your children. Each singular goal can fit into different categories as well. It depends on how much you want to spend on a certain thing, which is why it is a good idea to have a budget in mind. A family vacation to the mountains is going to cost way less than a getaway to Disneyland. To start off, you should start by opening an emergency fund for yourself. With many years of life to go, you'll have no idea what's going to happen, and not having the extra money just in case could leave you in a tight spot, which is why planning is key. Even though planning for an emergency is necessary, your money shouldn't all be going towards what ifs. Plan for fun too. Being able to save for your next big game, or even something bigger like your dream car, is astronomically better for you and your mental health.